The Rock's WrestleMania 40 match with Roman Reigns. LA Knight gets a huge win over former WWE champion on SmackDown. Injury update on Rhea Ripley following assault on Raw. Solo Sikoa goes against Roman Reigns' orders. Is The Rock back in WWE for good? And more. Let's jump right into it. WWE superstars. The Rock is rumored to face at WrestleMania 40 if Roman Reigns isn't available. The Rock may wrestle his first match in 8 years at WrestleMania 40, but he doesn't necessarily have to face Roman Reigns at the event. Prior to WWE Royal Rumble 2023, fans were hopeful that The Rock would make a triumphant return and challenge the Tribal Chief at the grandest stage of them all. However, that didn't happen, and Reigns ended up headlining WrestleMania 39 with Cody Rhodes. Now, thanks to the surprise return at SmackDown, rumors have restarted about the Great One being ready to put on his wrestling boots once again. During a recent appearance on the Pat McAfee show, the Black Adam star hinted that he could have his highly anticipated bout against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. But in case WWE sticks to the current plans for the undisputed WWE Universal Champion at the show shows, The Rock could still end up competing at the event. The current WWE roster is filled to the brim with gifted superstars who would benefit a ton by sharing the ring with the Brahma Bull. Let's take a look at 5 of them. Number 5, Rey Mysterio. In the summer of 2002, as The Rock was getting ready to transition into a part-timer, another all-time great performer was just getting started with WWE, Rey Mysterio. As a result, the WWE Universe never got to enjoy a full-blown program between the two legends, but that can change next year. With the Master of 619 still being able to perform at an elite level, WWE can easily trust him to work a match with The Rock at WrestleMania 40. Interestingly, a bout between the two was pitched for WrestleMania 21. While fans may have been robbed of it 18 years ago, WWE and The Rock have the chance to do right by them. Also, with both superstars being immensely likable baby faces, there wouldn't even be a need for an intricately crafted storyline. A couple of feel-good promos followed by a friendly bout would send all the fans home happy. Number 4, Grayson Waller. Once The Rock starts laying a verbal smackdown on someone, it's over for them. On the mic, the 2000 Royal Rumble winner is simply untouchable. But the current roster has its fair share of charismatic promos, and Grayson Waller is one of them. Ever since his main roster call-up earlier this year, the Aussie icon has got to rub shoulders with some of the all-time greats. He put on a classic bout with Edge and got to engage in a promo battle with John Cena. Surprisingly, this past summer, Waller made some snarky remarks geared toward The Rock. He has even mocked the people's elbow on multiple occasions, so the story is already there for the taking. Thus, if Roman Reigns isn't available, the Great One can lock horns with the 21st century success story. And if he's lucky, he may get invited to the Grayson Waller effect as well. Number 3, Solo Sikoa. Roman Reigns being in a different rivalry shouldn't mean that The Rock couldn't feud with the bloodline. He has every reason to confront his family, and if he becomes a problem for them, the Tribal Chief knows someone who can solve it. Solo Sikoa, a Bloodline's enforcer, has been booked like an absolute unit since his main roster debut in 2022. He's gone toe-to-toe with the likes of Cody Rhodes, Sheamus, and AJ Styles. If he can get a match with the Great One himself, that would elevate his stock to unfathomable heights. Moreover, they can rope Rikishi into the storyline and have him speak for his son. The Attitude Era callbacks could add depth to the feud and give Sikoa an additional reason to slay the Brahma Bull at the grandest stage of them all. Overall, this match has the potential to create a tremendous passing of the torch moment regardless of who has his hand raised in the end. Number 2, LA Knight. LA Knight's meteoric rise to megastardom is one for the history books. Even though he has done a remarkable job of coming into his own, there are still some naysayers who accuse him of imitating The Rock. While the 40-year-old WWE sensation has admitted to drawing inspiration from The Rock, his unique style is the reason why he is supremely popular with the fan. Therefore, the only way for Knight to silence such critics would be to go face-to-face with the 10-time world champion, both on the mic and between the belt. Ahead of SummerSlam 2023, WWE strapped a rocket to Knight's back, and he's been exceeding expectations night in and night out. So about pitting him against The Rock at WrestleMania 40 wouldn't look out of place at all. Instead, it would be the perfect litmus test of how well Knight can fare in the company of a once-in-a-generation talent. Number 1, Brock Lesnar dethroned The Rock at SummerSlam 2002. Brock Lesnar's debut year on the main roster is hailed by many as one of the most successful rookie years. That wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for his decisive victory over the Jumanji Star at SummerSlam 2002. There were rumors of them running it back 12 years later at WrestleMania 30. However, those plans were shelved, and the Beast Incarnate went on to break The Undertaker's streak. But now, with talks of the Great One wrestling at next year's Mania gaining steam, WWE has the perfect opportunity to build to the rematch of the century. Given how much they have accomplished both in and out of WWE, their clash this time around would be even more anticipated than the one in 2002. There's no denying that Roman Reigns versus The Rock is the match fans have been clamoring for, but a showdown between the Brahma Bull and the Beast Incarnate would be equally enticing. LA Knight gets a huge win over former WWE champion on SmackDown. LA Knight picked up one of the biggest wins of his career when he defeated a former WWE champion tonight on SmackDown. The Miz and LA Knight have been involved in a heated rivalry ever since they first crossed paths several weeks ago. What ensued next was a series of back-and-forth exchanges between both men. The Miz and Knight even had a singles match at WWE Payback, which also featured John Cena as the special guest referee. During the match, Miz went for a pinfall attempt by using the ropes for leverage. However, Cena saw it and stopped the A-lister. In the end, Knight was able to pick up a win against his rival. Following the loss, Miz seemed to have lost it when he confronted and attacked an invincible John Cena on the following Raw. This resulted in Knight offering a rematch to Miz, which was set to take place tonight. Both men had a decent back-and-forth match. There were many moments when it looked like the A-lister would pick up the win. However, a missed kick resulted in Knight hitting his signature BFT for the win. It remains to be seen what excuse The Miz will give following this loss to LA Knight. What did you make of this match? Sound off in the comments section below. Injury update on Rhea Ripley following assault on Raw. Rhea Ripley was attacked by Nia Jax this Monday on WWE Raw after she had already helped her retain her Women's World Championship. The Eradicator wasn't part of this week's episode of SmackDown as the Judgment Day was in Finn Balor's corner, and the commentary team revealed why. Michael Cole noted that Rhea Ripley wasn't part of this week's episode because she couldn't be medically cleared following the assault from Nia Jax, which continued even after WWE Raw went off the air. Despite Rhea not being in attendance for the show, Judgment Day was still able to help Finn Balor pick up the win over AJ Styles. Jimmy Uso was on hand to interfere and hand him the victory. Ripley has been one of the hardest working stars in the company over the past few weeks, and it seems that she has finally been handed some time to rest up. Hopefully, she will be cleared to compete before the next Raw, when Nia Jax will seemingly explain her action. Would Rhea Ripley defend her women's championship against Nia Jax at Fastlane? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Rhea Ripley issues clarification about the Judgment Day. WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley recently addressed whether she is in charge of the Judgment Day. Ripley is a key member of the four-person stable, which also consists of Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor. The Australian star has emerged as one of WWE's top attractions over the last year, prompting many to view her as the Judgment Day's leader. In an exclusive interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta, Ripley clarified that every member of the group is as important as the other. The Judgment Day, we don't really have a leader. We all sort of just listen to each other and we give each other advice. I'm just bossy at the end of the day. I'm just very, very bossy. I think things through a little bit more. Yes, I do have anger issues at the same time, but with the boys especially, I think things through. I think the plan through. Yeah, we just help each other out, she said. In April 2022, the Villainous group began as a two-man team consisting of Damian Priest and Edge. Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor joined in May and June 2022, respectively, before Edge was kicked out of the faction. After months of persuasion, Dominic Mysterio joined the Judgment Day in September 2022. He was officially added to the stable after betraying Edge and his father Rhea at Clash at the Castle. In recent weeks, Balor's close friend JD McDonough has attempted to prove he is worthy of joining the group. However, Ripley believes he needs to do more to be considered as a possible member. Are you a Judgment Day fan? Let us know in the comments section below. Solo Sikoa goes against Roman Reigns' orders. A Bloodline member went against Roman Reigns' order tonight on SmackDown after he was mocked. Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman were backstage tonight, and they witnessed LA Knight's passionate promo following his match, where he seemingly issued a warning to all the title holders in the company. He even mentioned that it didn't matter if he also had to go after Roman Reigns' title. Solo Sikoa was watching along with Paul Heyman and said he would handle this LA Knight problem. However, the Wiseman reminded him that Reigns has to give the orders before they can act on anything. Heyman then reminded Solo that they need to do something about Jimmy Uso, who is picking fights with everybody because he thinks that he is still in the bloodline while he is not. Solo then promised to deal with Jimmy Uso tonight and walked away. Heyman, who seemed frustrated, wondered who gave him those orders. He then called Reigns on his phone to end the segment. It looks like Solo Sikoa is starting to act independently, which could prove interesting for this Bloodline storyline moving forward. What did you make of Solo Sikoa's backstage interaction with Paul Heyman? Sound off in the comments section. When was The Rock and John Cena's last in-ring meeting in WWE? The Rock and John Cena reunited during a backstage segment on SmackDown this week. The former rivals hugged it out to a massive pop from the crowd in Denver, Colorado. This was not their first meeting and may not be last. For those wondering, The Rock and John Cena's last in-ring meeting took place in front of over 80,000 fans at WrestleMania 32. The pair joined forces to take out the Wyatt family at the April 3, 2016 Premium Live event. The two had shared the ring prior to the 2016 event, with their final singles match against each other taking place at the sold-out WrestleMania 29. The bout was a rematch from the WrestleMania 28 once-in-a-lifetime encounter and had the WWE Championship on the line. The WrestleMania 29 match resulted in The Rock suffering a brutal injury. As Rock recalled during his latest appearance on the Pat McAfee show, he had to undergo triple hernia emergency surgery following following his match against Cena. Elsewhere on the show, the Great One left the door open for a match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Rock said the epic clash was booked a year in advance for WrestleMania 39, but the plan fell apart at the last moment. The Rock dropped a bombshell about an epic confrontation with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. He told Pat McAfee the match was supposed to happen at the Sophie Stadium, but they couldn't make it happen. Alright, so The Rock headlining WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. Sophie Stadium, that was locked, and what we were doing, the way we were doing it, we knew we were doing it. We were doing it. So we got really close, but we couldn't actually nail what that thing was. So we decided to put our pencils down, and then we agreed, hey listen, there's a merger coming up. Eventually that will happen. There's WrestleMania in Philadelphia, Rock said. The former WWE champion teased the possibility of finally having the match at WrestleMania 40 next year in Philadelphia. I'm saying that's a potential too. I'm open. But again, let's figure out what that is because the fans deserve something just incredible and unprecedented. And not only that, but I also want to deliver to the locker room and the boys and the girls back there who are working their off. It remains to be seen if fans will get to witness the epic clash of the two superstars. Do you want to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40? Let us know in the comments section below. Is The Rock back in WWE for good? The Rock's return to WWE SmackDown took the pro wrestling world by surprise. The Brahma Bulls showed up unannounced on the September 15, 2023 episode of the Blue Brand in Denver, Colorado. Fans might be wondering if the former WWE champion has returned to the sports entertainment juggernaut for good. However, the fans may speculate, but it seems highly unlikely for the superstar to return to the business. Rock's comeback is likely to be a one-off appearance. He has continued to make sporadic appearances on the Stanford-based promotion since retiring from active in-ring competition years ago. The Rock was in Denver, Colorado, the site of tonight's SmackDown, earlier in the day. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment joined Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee Show to talk about many things, including his rumored match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Rock left the fans amazed when he said the epic showdown was locked in for WrestleMania 39, but plans fell apart. With that said, the blockbuster match may happen at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia next year. Rock also delved into details about the injury he suffered during his match against John Cena at WrestleMania 29 in 2013. The Rock and Cena last shared the ring at WrestleMania 32, when they joined forces to take out the Wyatt family. The former rivals reunited during a backstage segment on SmackDown this week. Rock also jokingly mocked John Cena's "you can't see me" catchphrase. He told the Cenation leader that he could see him smiling. Cena responded by welcoming him back home. What's your take on this story? Let us know in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing